Well, I wanted to do a review of some wrestling DVDs. I have a pretty extensive collection right now, and I keep adding to it when I can. And the newest addition to the DVD collection I picked up was the Chris Jericho WWE 3-disc set that just came out. So I wanted to go ahead and review that. I'm actually looking to do more of these reviews, so hopefully I'll be doing that as time progresses. The state of the television product of wrestling right now is pretty bad as far as I'm concerned. So taking some of that time I was using watching the current shows, and I'm going to use that to watch some better DVDs for the time being. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Chris Jericho DVD, talk about what I saw, what I thought, and basically give my take on how I felt about that DVD. The Chris Jericho DVD, bottom line, was phenomenal. You know, putting aside the fact that I've always been a Chris Jericho fan and I really like his work, the DVD itself was actually an excellent piece of work, and one of the better ones that WWE has put out in a little while now. And they've put out quite a few sets in recent years. You know, starting just with the documentary portion, very good documentary. It wasn't hard-hitting like, say, the Bret Hart DVD. But it also wasn't, you know, in character, which was good. I really hate when they do these DVD sets, looking over somebody's career, and then we have to pretend that they are that person when they're actually an actor playing a part. And I'm glad that this DVD allowed Chris Jericho to speak as himself, as opposed to being the Chris Jericho character. We learned a lot about Chris Jericho's personal life and his travels throughout the world. I thought that was the most fascinating part, was learning about all the stuff he had to do when he was wrestling in Mexico, multiple times a day for, you know, months on end, and wrestling in Japan and Canada with Lance Storm. I loved that they interviewed Lance Storm and Eric Bischoff, among others, talking about Chris Jericho's impact on the industry. It's very good to get their insight in on it, because Bischoff and Lance Storm especially, had a huge impact on where Chris Jericho wound up getting at this point in his career. So I was glad that they shared that in the DVD portion, the documentary portion for sure. But yeah, I thought it was a good length to it. Wasn't too long, wasn't too short. So definitely think the documentary part alone is worth buying the DVD for, if you ask me, because Chris Jericho is a fascinating individual. He's done a lot of stuff that a lot of other wrestlers can't say they've done, and he's followed a career path very unique to himself. So that was really entertaining. As far as the matches go, actually, I should say, let's talk about the extras. The extras on this were great. There was a couple of extras that I really liked. They actually put some of the stuff that aired, that actually never aired. It actually took place after Raw or SmackDown went off the air, as Chris Jericho interacted with Stone Cold in Tucson, which, you know, hits home for me anyway, but and took place in front of just the live audience. So the television audience didn't get to see that, and didn't impact, you know, the character or the storyline or anything. It was just the two of them interacting in a very creative and entertaining way. And another one took place on a SmackDown show, I believe it was in Philadelphia, and he got into an argument with an old man. I just thought the two of those were really entertaining. I'm glad they added something, you know, a little token, a little trinket for the Chris Jericho fans, something that you normally wouldn't get to see, and actually something you wouldn't actually see on any other DVD set, to my knowledge, to this point, something that actually took place outside of an actual WWE taping. But yeah, as far as the matches go, I just wanted to kind of run down the matches here, talk a little bit about each of the matches that were included. The first match on there was a 1990 wrestling match, his debut match against Lance T. Storm. Gotta say, this match was a joy to watch. These two were in their first match on TV, and they looked like they had been wrestling for years already. You know, I'm sure Jericho and Storm would probably say that, you know, that they looked really green. But compared to a lot of other DVD sets and a lot of other matches that I've seen involving wrestlers making their debuts, these guys looked great, considering it was a debut. So that was a real treat to watch, and it was really entertaining. There's also alternate commentary on there for that, which I loved. Another match on there was from Smoky Mountain Wrestling in 1994. It was Jericho and Storm teaming up as the Thrill Seekers, taking on the Infernos. This match was really fast-paced. It doesn't really fit Jericho's character or style anymore, I don't think. But it was really entertaining to see where they, you know, placed him, Some of the Disc 1 extras included a lot of promos from the Thrill Seekers, so it was good to see what their in-ring product looked like versus some of the crazy and really outdated promos that they had to put together with that. So that was an entertaining match, too. Then the third match, one of the best matches on the set, was a match from Japan, from WAR over in Japan, versus Ultimo Dragon. This match was phenomenal. These guys went really long time in the ring together. You saw a lot out of both men. And the alternate commentary, I really recommend watching this with the alternate commentary. Obviously, the original commentary is in Japanese, so that's a lose situation if you don't speak Japanese anyway. But the alternate commentary with Matt Striker was great. I thought Matt Striker did a phenomenal job of playing MC for the DVD as far as interviewing Jericho while also watching the matches. But the match itself was excellent. Definitely a 5-star match as far as I'm concerned. Really young Chris Jericho, really hitting all of his marks in this one. Then we jumped to 96, ECW versus Cactus Jack. You definitely got to include an ECW match when you're talking about Chris Jericho because ECW is part of what got Chris Jericho to the big time. And Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, he always puts on a good match. He always accentuates his opponent's strengths and weaknesses really well. But this match was kind of, I would say, probably the least entertaining of the matches, maybe versus the Smoky Mountain Wrestling for probably least entertaining. This match really was a very slow, very not Chris Jericho type of match as far as I was concerned. I enjoyed it because I enjoy ECW, but maybe I'm just down on ECW because of all the crap we've had to deal with reunions of the ECW groups and whatnot. But this match, probably not the best one on the set. But then 1997, we jumped to his WCW days with Fall Brawl versus Eddie Guerrero. A phenomenal match. Absolutely loved this match. It was fast-paced. It went a really long time. I think it was kicking off the card that year. And these guys went for a really long time and told an excellent in-ring story over the WCW Cruiserweight title. So definitely one of the top matches on the DVD. Then we jumped to 98, Super Brawl in WCW against Juventud Guerrera. This match wasn't one of my favorites just because I think Juventud Guerrera is really sloppy in the ring. Jericho does a great job in this. He plays the heel. It's a title versus mask match. Juvi winds up losing the match and his mask. And I loved kind of the interplay during the match. Jericho obviously playing up the fact that he's a heel and showing his talent for getting the crowd involved and playing his part to the best of his abilities. But Juventud's not really a great wrestler as far as I'm concerned. He's very middle of the road. He's a poor man's Rey Mysterio, if you ask me. So this match was okay. Plus, it was also included on the WCW DVD, if I'm not mistaken. So this match was not the best on the DVD either. Then 1998 from an episode of Monday Night Nitro versus Dean Malenko. This match was really short. Yeah, it was shades of the Eddie Guerrero bout as well. They were obviously playing up the storyline between Jericho and Malenko that had been going on for some time. So this had more to do with storyline than showcasing each other's talents. But it was still a treat to watch. Dean Malenko is always a professional, and these two in the ring definitely play off each other really well. So I still enjoyed it. And I also have to mention, Larry Zbyszko is awful on commentary. Anytime they include a Zbyszko commentary match, I want to plug my ears. That was pretty bad, pretty much unbearable. Then we jump to his Raw debut, his WWF Raw debut. It was an awesome debut for Jericho. Definitely not his best. I shouldn't say that. He cut an amazing promo, I thought. It was definitely cheesy by today's standards, I would say that. But the crowd didn't interact with him. And looking back on it now, I wish the crowd had been a little bit smarter, I guess you could say. Jericho was a little over their heads, and the crowd there was all for The Rock. So it kind of hurt the debut, I think. But it was still an amazing debut and definitely worth seeing again. It's a part of WWF history. You definitely got to check that out. Then 2000, the first WWF match included on the show, on the DVD, was from No Way Out against Kurt Angle. An excellent match. These two have great chemistry in the ring, but the match was a little gimmicky. Of course, they more entertainment than wrestling when you're talking about WWE. So, but this match was still great. Definitely worth checking out. And then the 2000 match from Raw against Triple H. This is where Chris Jericho unofficially won the championship because Triple H was screwed by Earl Hebner. This match was amazing. You really miss these days when the crowd could be so electric and so involved in the match and so involved in every move and everything that the two wrestlers did. Triple H and Jericho played their parts to the absolute best of their abilities. It was a phenomenal match to watch again. And definitely I would say probably one of my top 10 all-time matches. Watching it again, just blown away about how great this match was booked. And it's the only time I've ever marked out for Earl Hebner. And then 2001, No Mercy against The Rock. I actually recently checked out this match prior to watching this DVD set. So I've seen it a couple of times now. I have a better appreciation for it after watching it a couple of times. It's very middle of the road, I would say, overall, but love the fact that the crowd was torn between who to root for in this one. The Rock was, of course, great, as he always is. Chris Jericho winds up winning his first world title in this match because of Stephanie McMahon. So the storyline, of course, interferes with some of the wrestling that's supposed to be taking place. But a great match. Definitely a great match. Definitely glad they included it on the DVD. And I gotta say, they did a really good job of spreading out the matches so that you got to see Jericho take on the best of everything. The Hogans, the Rocks, Triple H's, Jeff Hardy's, Dean Malenko's, Eddie Guerrero. All the people who made their mark in the wrestling industry, you get to see Jericho take on those guys. So I really like the diverse collection of matches. You got to see Jericho face pretty much every type of wrestler out there on this set. Then you got the 2001 match, the Undisputed Championship Unification match between him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. This match was total chaos. It was a car wreck because everything was going on outside the ring, but definitely a piece of history, so worth checking out. For this match alone, this match is impossible to find on DVD because the Vengeance DVD is so expensive if you go looking for it. I went looking for it on Amazon, and it's incredibly expensive. So this match alone makes the DVD set worth it as well. And I keep saying that. There's a lot of things on this set that make it worth buying by itself. So when you get it as a set, you're definitely getting your money's worth. Then they got a SmackDown match versus Hulk Hogan during Hogan's second run with the WWE there, second, third, fourth run, whatever, when he had already left WCW because it folded. This match was amazing. I was really blown away at the fact that he was able to drag a good match out of old Hulk Hogan. So I really liked watching that. Then a Mania 19 match against Shawn Michaels, probably Jericho's best match ever. Definitely worth watching. Could watch that match over and over again. Just blows me away. And the alternate commentary for that match is phenomenal too. Then the match where Jericho gets fired from Raw versus John Cena. This, of course, another historic match. A You're Fired match doesn't really take place that often in the WWE. Although I did love that Jerry Lawler and JR pretended they had never seen a You're Fired match in the WWE, even though I believe it was Raven and Dreamer had one of those, a couple years earlier. So, but I love this match too. Jericho played his part once again to the best. The entertainer that he is just blows you away when you see him at his best. Then the Raw return in 2007, which was okay. It was what it was. 2008 versus Jeff Hardy. It was a good match, but it was really brief. It built more towards the current style of the WWE product, which is to have shorter matches, have each move mean more, and get to the point faster, because, of course, they want to get you to more entertainment aspects of the show as opposed to the wrestling. So, but this was still a very good match. The two have great chemistry. The IC title, of course, means a lot to both those guys. Then the No Mercy match against Shawn Michaels. This was the conclusion of their feud. A total car wreck of a match, but this match, as a ladder match, was one of the top 5 ladder matches of all time. Just blows me away how great this match was. And then I'm running out of time here. I'll just run through the rest. There was an Extreme Rules match against Rey Mysterio, which was better than I expected. So for fans of Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho, you're really going to love that one. Then a match against Undertaker from Great Britain on SmackDown. This match was pretty average, but I think they wanted to get in Undertaker somewhere on this set. So, definitely worth watching. And then the Mania 26 match against Edge. which was big for both their careers. You know, it's WrestleMania, but still not one of my favorite matches, I would say. But Jericho winds up coming out on top, which is probably the best part if you're a Jericho fan buying this set. So, you know, that's all I have to say about the Chris Jericho set. Hope you all come back and check out some of my other DVD reviews as I go forward. Until later, definitely recommend the Chris Jericho DVD set. 5 stars if I had to give it stars. 5 thumbs up if I had 5 thumbs. 5 apples, 5 golden bananas. I don't, you know, 5 of everything. On a scale of 1 to 5, this is a 5.